What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we are going to be fooling around with a title called SERUM. The developers fired this over this morning, and I spent a couple hours playing around with it, and this is a post-apocalyptic survival crafting game that's set in a viral apocalypse. It feels kind of like The Last of Us, I guess, where it seems like this world is really, really far past when the apocalypse actually happened. Like, everything is overgrown. It's clear that time has gone by, and, like, we are still surviving in this environment, but according to the storyline, there's been some kind of viral apocalypse, and it's wiped out pretty much all of humanity. There's not much left of us, but we're one of the lucky people who's immune, and the people who are immune are working on these serums that make you immune to mutation and things of that nature. The whole game functions on a timer. It's kind of like a crossover between something like Dying Light 2, minus the parkour, plus like some mechanics that you've seen out of The Witcher, with a combat system that tries to be precise. And so we're going to dive on in today for about 30 minutes, check the game on out, and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list, or if the game just isn't for you, that's totally okay as well. If after watching this, you wanted to get the game for yourself, you can check it out down below, and you can get the game there. You can also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to hang out live. But let's crack straight on into it. So in this game, you are surviving in the post-apocalypse. You go out and you've got a limited timer. You are limitedly immune to the plague that's going on through. But I don't know if you ever saw that Justin Timberlake movie. This is going to be kind of a weird reference because, like, who goes out of their way to watch a Justin Timberlake movie? But there was a Justin Timberlake movie where everybody has a watch on and everybody has a certain amount of time on their watch. And when your time runs out, you just have like a brain aneurysm and die. And all commerce in that movie was done via like exchanging time with people. So if you get your car fixed, you don't actually pay them with money, you pay them with time off of your watch. This game's kind of like that. We've got time, and it glows on our arm right there. And we've got to inject ourselves with the game's we've got to inject ourselves with the game's naming structure, which is SERUM. We manufacture serum that allows us to stay out and continue grabbing more stuff from the apocalypse without falling over and dying. Right now, I'm headed on out into the wasteland, actually, because I need to find some wiring. That's pretty much it. Earlier in the day, I died way over there, and I just never went back to get my body, and so I'll try to swipe that on the way past as well. But this is a game that's full of crafting, it's full of benches, it's full of, like, little base building things, it's full of upgrades and stuff that you're going to be working on along the way down the road. It's full of little locations you can find out in the middle of nowhere. Why is the combat music on? Did something aggro me? Something did aggro me. Alright. What do you want to do, Woofy? There we go. I'm going to block that. We're going to give him a couple little stabs, right? Ooh, the wolves are weak to piercing damage. Okay, there's different weapons that have different elemental types. There's different weapons that do different things. On top of that, virtually everything in this game is upgradable. Like, from your weapons, to your character, to your serums, to your base. Like, there's a lot of crafting to get through in this title if you are into crafting style games. My current quest is that I'm trying to get a rail network back up and running so that we can fast travel around and get to the places we want to go without having to walk through the ravaging hordes of random mutated beasts and things of that nature. But unfortunately, it has not gone very well for me. Oh, there's toxic fog out here, huh? Is it like everywhere? Oh, we in the fog now, boys. Okay, we gotta go back. We gotta go back. I didn't know the toxic fog was gonna be an issue. Okay, let's go back. I think we also have aggro of something over there. Yeah, I think the boar aggroed us. So we're going to have to figure out how to make an anti-fog ointment before we can go out there and finish fixing the rail network. You can kind of see the little sky gondola that they've got up there. That's what I've been following. So we're going to need to pick around the map a little bit more and see if we can find some goodies around. There are little side areas we can go to. God, the music is bumping right now. Is something still trying to get me? I don't know if something's still trying to get me, man. It kind of feels like something's trying to get me. The wolf already tried to get me. I can't heal myself. I think I have a serum that gives me healing. Yeah, let's go ahead and run that. But that's going to kind of like max out my poison meter. So this game does have a sort of Witcher inspiration inside of it, where every time you inject yourself with the serum, it raises your blood toxicity level. And when your blood toxicity level is maxed out, you start having adverse effects. And part of the game is that you're researching and upgrading your serums so that they give you less toxicity, but they give you more benefit as you go through the game. I think I've mostly looted all this stuff over here while I was playing. I'm kind of afraid to go any further on out. I think I got everything inside this little gas station, though, unless there's stuff up on the second floor that I missed out on. We got lots of plants and things that we can harvest over here. Those are going to be useful for making more serums, but my toxicity is kind of like top-ended out right now, so I don't know how helpful it's going to be. We got some rags over here. What I really need are wires. I need wires super badly, and I just haven't been able to find wires everywhere. Everything in the game requires wires in order for you to, like, upgrade or interact with or make it happen, and unfortunately, wires have not been easy to come by. We did get some nails right there, though. If I could find a blueprint that would let me make wires, that'd be incredible. Look at that. It's a poo guy growing out of a toilet over there. I don't know. I guess he got liquefied and turned into nothingness. Can I get up here? Like, is it going to let me do that? This kind of feels promising right here. It does look like maybe there's stuff up there, but it's not letting me grab on. Maybe there's another spot out here that I can get up from. Not from on top of the car. Oh, there's a tree over here. Okay, let's try that, because I don't think I've been on the roof yet. And maybe there's something good up on the roof. The game does heavily want you to explore. It wants you to move around the map and look at just about everything, because there's little loot piles and there's little scavengables all over the place. Unfortunately, at the beginning of this game, your character is incredibly weak in combat, and just about everything 3-taps you and takes you out really, really easily. And then healing methods that I have available to me as of right now, they tend to be limited to stuff that really maxes out my toxin meter. So I'm going to get this cockroach over here. Get out of here, little roach. Gotcha. Can I loot the ambulance? I can't loot the ambulance. I can't fight that zombie down there. He's too tough for me. I was beating on that zombie down there for hella long, but he has so much HP compared to me that it's just kind of like a terrible idea. Maybe we'll continue cruising on down the road and just picking through cars. Maybe that's the secret to success here. Did I check all these over here already? Doesn't look like I got that one. I know I got these vans and whatnot over here. Maybe we'll kick off road and we'll kind of see if there's anything worth investigating along this pipe network or something, as long as we don't run into a wolf. All right, it's a wolf. Yeah, let's dodge out of the way of him. We'll block him. Give him a couple good stabs right there. Give him another stab. Perfect. I need wolf parts for some of my upgrades, so I'm okay with picking up wolf parts. I've kind of got the rhythm of combat down now. I'm kind of re-recording this video because I was bad on some basics of the game the last time that I went through, and it made for bad video watching. But I do have my impressions, I think, mostly put together with this title and my feel and my vibe for it, so we need a serum effect so that we can bash through that. Your serums do give you special abilities. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that there's a number of hot slots that are empty right now. Certain serums will give you access to special abilities and sort of magic powers that allow you to do things you otherwise can't really do. Nightshade, huh? I do need those mushrooms right there. Those mushrooms are useful to me. How much time do I have left? 4 minutes? A little bit of like 420 blazing. Oh, there's a downed plane over here. Interesting. There's also a wolf down here, though. Fall damage is pretty aggressive in this game, so be careful with it. Ooh, multi-wolf, huh? Oh boy, they're chewing me up pretty good. I don't know if I can handle 2 of them. Yeah, I don't know if I can handle 2. 2 might be a little bit too tough for me. The game does suffer from very heavy chuggies. You'll notice that as we're playing through. I don't think graphically the game is quite optimized yet. I just need to, like, stay out of the way of these things. When enemies pool up like that, they can be a big problem. The good news is they're all leashed, kind of like an MMO. So if you keep backing up, eventually they will no longer be a problem. I've got to go back to base, and I've got to get myself reclad on out. I've got a thing that cleans my bloodstream back at base, and this game's got kind of a rust punk aesthetic. I don't know what to call it. Like, what do you call it when it's been like 30 years since the viral apocalypse and everything is all rusted and busted up? Oh, God. Okay, I've made some mistakes. Let's maybe see if we can get across the ravine without dying horribly. There's a lot of bad guys around. The good news is they don't really respawn if you kill them, except for the little cockroaches, I don't think. Hoof, we're kind of like getting it right now. I do have multiple weapons. I've got a spear and I've got an axe that I made for myself. You don't use them for chopping down trees or anything. They're just different elemental types like slashing or whatever else. The game does a great job with atmosphere and ambience, though. Like, the game has really good world building. Can I loot that car? Nope, no looting off that car. I do need these right here, though, these snake plants or whatever. I'm going to grab those. I also need these mushrooms. I should probably kill off a couple rotters, too. Which are those little... They're like little rabbits, I guess. What is that right there? Why is that flagged? Oh, I got to go down in the basement and get the anti-fog serum receipt. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, if you've got a supply of wires over here, I know what's down in that basement. I've been down in that basement. It doesn't turn out well for me. I'm trying to buy a lot of upgrades and things right now, and unfortunately, I don't have a method to do it. I think I'm just going to stick to my normal plan, and we're going to head back to base real quick because I'm kind of beat up right now, and I don't really have a lot left to throw at the apocalypse at the moment until we go and get our body looked at and get ourselves all fixed up. So I'm just going to grab things out of car wrecks that I otherwise missed when I came back through here. Yeah, that'll work. I don't know what my inventory space is looking like right now. We're at about half capacity at the moment. There is considerable lag in this game when you enter into menus, when you store items and stuff like that. They're going to need to get that sorted out before it becomes a finalized commercial product. That was one thing that I noticed is the entire game tends to suffer from console-itis, where it's very, very clear that the game's entire UI was designed with consoles in mind. And that's fine, except that this is a PC port, basically, or like a PC version of the game, and there is certain quality of life that should be in there in order to interconnect everything. But this is our base. This is where we live at. This is a reasonably safe area of the map where we don't have to worry about getting murdered by too much. I live inside this place. I didn't build it. It's here at the beginning of the game, and it just kind of lets you in. You've got a number of different facilities and things you can play around with, everything from generators to workbenches to that kind of stuff, just in case you wanted to make your gear a little bit more badass. Can I fill up the generator a little bit? I do have gasoline on me for once. There we go. Let's get the generator all nice and fitted up, and then we'll climb up on in the back. This right here, this big thing you see in front of you, is like a big rusty injector thing that swipes all the toxins out of my blood. We can grab onto that, stick it on our wrist right there, and we're all good and ready to go, and we're ready for more serum ingestion. Over on this side, you've got a fabricator. It will allow you to make different types of serums. So you've got a number of different effects over here that you can make your serums do, and you can stack them up in perpetuity however you want, I guess. But every time you do that, they get more toxic. So like the basic protection against the blight is easy enough to make. It's not really that big of a deal. However, if you wanted to add a healing effect to it, you're going to have to find a necro bug abdomen, and then you can use it as a little bit of a healing injector as well. These do stack, so you can get yourself resistance out here if you're having problems getting murdered. What do I need for this right here? I need spirit extracts. I need the wall destroyer. That's what I need, is because there's a lot of areas that have walls that I can't destroy right now. So wall destroyer would be a good idea. We also have a drafting table over here. This will allow you to build new things for your base, so new crafting benches and stuff like that, just in case, you know, you wanted to level up your crafting bench from level 1 to level 2, or if you wanted to add another storage crate. The game does feature crafting out of your storage, so when you get back to base, don't feel guilty about just dumping things into a storage crate and not even thinking about it. The game just pulls automatically from your storage, so it's no biggie, no harm, no foul. This is one storage crate right here. I think the base has a couple of them. The downside is you've got to manually put all this stuff in here. I couldn't find a hotkey that would allow me to like mass dump stuff in here, and so it takes a really long time to unload stuff compared to just being able to press the E button and have it run all the way down, or tag everything, then hit a button and it throws everything in there. So some definite quality of life there that needs to be worked on. Downstairs, we also have another area of the base where we can do our own hydroponic growing for some of the things that we can make serums and whatnot out of. And so there's a lot of crafting options here. There's a lot of stuff you can fool around with. For right now, though, I need to go back upstairs and we need to manufacture that wall breaking potion, because wires. They are the limiting reagent on everything. I have this sneaking suspicion that I missed a blueprint somewhere that allows me to make wires, but I can't prove it because I can make everything else except for wires, and wires are the one thing that I need more than anything else. And when I first started playing, I went to the workbench and I salvaged everything because I figured that's what the game wanted me to do. Because if you go to like recycling down here, you've got all your base elements, and then by doing that stuff, your base elements combine into other objects, but some objects require something like an integrated circuit in order to do, so be really, really careful about what you decide to salvage, lest you end up in the situation that I'm currently in. For right now, I need to recycle for spirit extract, I think, so that I can make a wall breaker serum. So we'll convert those on down into what they are. And then let's go back upstairs, and I'll try to get the wall breaker syndrome, the wall breaker serum. I can say words right now. I swear, I'm capable of dialogue at the moment. If I can make one of these, we might be in okay shape. And just like that, we're resupplied, and we're ready to go back out into the great blue yonder with 1 minute and 45 seconds on my timer, though. So it's going to get a little bit testy once we get on in here. We're also going to max out our toxicity pretty fast as far as our meter goes. I haven't been able to get the upgrade done yet that makes it so that I get less toxicity from injecting stuff. That just hasn't really worked out. Still, I can break walls now, so that's going to be nice. So let's give the old wall breaking a spin, shall we? Which one of these has wall breaker on it? This one has wall destroyer, so we'll inject that guy. It'll give us 5 more minutes, and then we have missing serum effect. I don't think that I do. I think I have it. I think I'm good to go. Maybe it's destroy vines for that one. Maybe that's not the wall breaker effect. I don't know. It won't let me break the wall, even though I've got wall breaker right now. I'm going to grab some of these guys, though, because they give me spirit goodies, and I would like to have spirit goodies. Let's wade back on out into the fog here. I'm sure YouTube's compression is going to absolutely make this video look like dog water. In general, volumetric fog is like one of the greatest enemies of a YouTube video. It makes everything look terrible. So, like, when you're playing the game, it's going to look fine, but when you record it and whatnot, YouTube still has bit rates from, like, 1998 when it comes to encoding videos, and so, womp womp. It's probably going to look kind of muddy and terrible. Is there any way up over here? And climb up on this. Maybe there's something good up here. Let's go look. I see rags already, so that's probably a nice little come up, although not what I'm looking for. We got a can right there. We got some rags. All right, we got that on that side. Jump over to the stairs. Looks like we got a few more things up here. Oh, I slipped and fell. All right, now we're up here. We've got a toolbox. Might be something good in here. Yeah, batteries. Actually, I need those. I need a bunch more batteries, so that'll be good. Is there any way to climb up there? Is there like a higher level that I'm not seeing the access point to? I don't see any loot up there, so I'm guessing we can't get up there. And seeing as we're on a timer, it does add quite a bit of almost like an extraction shooter tension to it, where not only do you have to pick up stuff when you're out in the field, you also have to manage like your time and have enough time to get back to base when things start to fall apart. I think there's another cockroach right there. We'll get him real fast. My toxicity's looking terrible right now. I think there was a wall destroyer spot over here that I could mess with too. And I think this was actually like a proper wall over here that I could break. Well, I can't seem to figure out how to break a wall, damn it. It says that I can break the wall and that I have the right serum, but I went through all the keybinds that are in the options, and there's no, like, break wall command. So I don't really know how I do it, actually, now that I think about it. I've tried all my weapons. I've tried heavy strikes. I've tried light strikes. I've pushed, like, every key on Earth to break this thing on open, and unfortunately, it is not making itself readily apparent. And since, like, the entire game is on a timer and doesn't really pause, I don't think, even when you're inside the menu. Yeah, the game doesn't even pause when you're inside the menu. I don't really have time to keep fiddling with it, unfortunately, and trying to figure out what's going wrong here. But swing and a miss, I guess. Make it more apparent. Just make it so you hold down E or something, and then he breaks the wall down, man. I don't know. They did some kind of weird, complicated thing with it. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But there's nothing in the keybinds about, like, what it looks like to me is that I'm supposed to have an ability in the bottom right-hand corner that lets me do something, but I'm not seeing it right now. I'm going to need a spear. Fight you. There we go. One wolf down. Let's get his wolf loot. Combat in this game, not super great, in all honesty. The combat all the way through is very wispy and very lightweight and doesn't feel like it has impact to it. That's going to be one of those things that they probably want to get sorted out before they go to a commercial release. Because I see this game kind of hovering in the mixed reviews, basically, because of the combat being sort of not entirely too great. Is there anything up here? The combat definitely needs weight. It definitely needs to have more impact. It definitely needs to have more chunk to it. And the fact of the matter is, as of right now, it does not have that weight and that impact and that chunk. Okay, I got to inject a serum. Let's just inject her real fast.
Good.
Give me another 5 minutes. You can stack those up if you want. Like, it's totally fine. Like, you can get up to, like, 15 minutes or so if that's what you're really looking for. What's this guy doing over here? Block. Block that. Give him the stabs. All right, we took care of it. Another one bites the dust. I am going to take his wolf loot because I need it for upgrades. I think I know another spot, though. There's a cabin over here. I need to get down into the basement, and we need to take care of business down there because there's a blueprint that the game wants me to find so that I can go into, like, the dark fog or whatever. And so it's got, like, a nice feeling of progression to it. Actually, the game that I would compare the combat to is Sunless Skies. That game also has very wispy, sort of impactless combat. It's kind of similar in that regard. Let's go down into the bunker and see what we can do here. Very slow climbing animation, by the way. Now that we're in here, I know there's a zombie in here, and as of yet, I have not been able to kill any zombies. So, oh god. Okay, back up, back up, back up. They don't seem to be able to attack you when you're on a ladder. Oh, never mind. He can definitely attack me while I'm on a ladder. I've been mostly just trying to avoid the zombies because they hit super, super, super hard. And, like, healing off their damage is not really an option either because your toxicity tops out really quick. There is a front entrance that I can go through, but I think there's a zombie waiting by the front entrance, too. Really, I just need to get around him. There we go. Like, I can outrun him, no problem. He's not scary as long as you can outrun him. Where's this thing that I'm looking for in here? So there's like a blueprinter. So there we go. Anti-fog serum. We got it. That's probably why they designed this in a loop, is so that you can run from them a little effect. Oh, I found the wires blueprint. Today is the best day on Earth. I need wires so very badly. There's like mouthwash or something up there. I don't know if I can loot this before he's on me. I'm going to try, though, because I'm a maniac. All right, so we got that right. Oh, he's still on me. Okay. Well, we got the thing that we needed out of the basement either way. Like, whether we killed the zombie or not, the leashing means that now I can actually get out of here and make that thing happen. And now that I can manufacture my own wires, boy, we're in business. Let's go back to base. I can upgrade my weapons, dude. They'll do, like, twice as much damage. This is going to be great. All right, back at base, I know exactly what I need. We need to go on a wire crafting frenzy out here. I've been looking everywhere for that thing. All right, so with wire crafting frenzy now inside of our capabilities, and I can make electronics and I can make metal, now what we want to do is we want to take a look at our spear. What do I need for my spear? So in order to make the spear hit like twice as hard as it currently does, I need to have wires. Okay, so let's whip those up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got wires. That's all good to go. Let's upgrade this bad boy. Yeah, add another spear point to it down there. I need a couple crowbars in order to go up to the next level. I also wanted to do a serum container pretty badly. So we might want to do that because I have a number of serums that I can put on this thing. They'll make it hit like way harder than it currently does. Do I have enough cans for that? It's a serum container, and then I need 5 more wires.
Finally.
There we go. The voice acting in this game is actually really good. I liked the voice acting. The voice acting was pretty solid. Oh, I need a blueprint to make the container? Damn, dude. I wanted that super bad because I've got like a modification that I can put on my spear that increases the enemy's weakness to piercing damage by 20%. And then on top of that, I had another one that makes it so like I heal or something like that every time I hit the enemy. And that would just be the bangers. But either way, though, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth here. We're now dealing 35 damage a strike instead of 20, which I think is going to be a pretty big come up. Like, that means we should be 2-tapping wolves and maybe I can get the damage to actually hurt a zombie. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to run my absorber right here real fast. All better. And now that I've got my absorber all nice and tacked away, maybe we'll fill up on serums again. I think I'm carrying around a bunch of stuff with me anyways. You can also upgrade your serums, by the way, in case you wanted to, so that this right here will give you 10 minutes instead of giving you 5 minutes, and also you get way less toxicity out of it. For 2 more mushrooms, I could upgrade that, and I think that's actually not a bad idea. Are there any, like, mushrooms rattling around out here? There's got to be a couple. They regrow, like, every time you zone in. There we go. There's our mushrooms. Let's go back inside, and we'll get these elixirs all tuned up so that we get more timeout as well, so that I'm not struggling quite as hard against the clock, because it is becoming a problem going up against the clock like that. You do level up your serum making, from what I can tell. Every time I've been making a serum out here. Oh, I need a fabricator level 2. How hard is that going to be to make? Do I have the stuff for that? If I wanted to take my fabricator up to level 2, how hard is that? Okay, so we're missing some stuff. We're going to need to track it down. I did want to see if I could take this zombie over by the AMPM or like the Valero or the Wawa over here. Well, I'm in California, so we don't have Wawas. We have La Wawa, which means the vibe, but they just serve little tiny tacos that cost a fortune. All right, buddy. Let me see if I hit you harder. I mean, I hit him a little harder. Not really, though. Like, just like a little bit harder. It's possible that conceivably I can take him now, though, which was not possible before. I just got to time out all my blocks really careful. Like, not like that. Oh, he did like a little whirlwind attack right there. My man's crazy. He's breaking out new moves. Okay, we'll just one tap. That's fine. I'm okay with the one tappage. I really want this guy to die. I haven't been able to kill any of these zombies yet, so, like, killing one of them excites me, and I don't want to mess it up. And sometimes their animation does weird things when you try to combo on them super hard. Does he drop anything good? He dropped, I don't know, some kind of duller kidney or something like that. I should probably heal myself. There we go. We could use some more time anyways. What's inside the cars? Wires? Yeah, wires. I always need wires, dude. The Jesse Pinkman solution. Oh, there's like a little downstairs cellar area, too. It's got nails in it. We got a can right there. Some more nails. How's my inventory space looking? I'm like half full at the moment. All right. Okay, we'll take some scrap metal and some other little things out of there. Some scrap metal right there, too. Other than that, it doesn't look like I was missing out. Ooh, more wires. Nice. It doesn't look like I was missing out that much by not killing the zombie. There is a gate panel over here. This costs you 2 minutes of your life, and you do like a little puzzle in here in order to get like the water flowing. It's basically Pipe Dream. All right, that's all you need to know. So we need that one to be set up like that. We need this one to be set up like that. We need this guy to be open, I guess. And then if we get that guy open, we should be good. I think that should be fine. Just send it. And now we wait and watch our timer. But my closing thoughts about the game are, it's an interesting and compelling atmospheric post-apocalyptic game that suffers from clunky combat that could use a lot more polish to it. From there's a lot of quality of life in the UI that's lacking due to the game having clearly a console UI that they could work. Oh, nice, dude. You need those little, I don't know, I've been calling them packs of gum. You need the packs of gum in order to upgrade your weapons. Otherwise, you can't upgrade your stuff. But that's good. That's a really, really good thing for us to get. Kill the alpha tenta-rat and take his liver. Is he around here somewhere? I mean, I'll kill the alpha tenta-rat if that's what it really feels like we need to do. But, oop, there's a wolf coming. 2 wolves coming. This might be a, like, disengage and run type situation. I don't know. I'm just going to attack through. We hit so hard, dude. Like, I don't know why I'm trying to fight him properly. I probably would have taken less damage if I had just gone for it in the first place. The Alpha Tentarat is back here. But other than that, though, I really like the world building, and the voice acting is really incredible, and the world design and the assets and everything that they use look really good. Listen, dude. I don't have time for you right now. But the combat is largely impactless, doesn't feel that great, and for such a combat-heavy game, I think that's what they're going to want to sort out first. That's the most important thing here, is that this is a very heavy combat game where you are constantly in combat with something. You're going to want the combat to feel good, and as of right now, it's got kind of like cheap-feeling combat, I guess. Not cheap in the respect that you're getting cheated, just it feels very thrown together with the combat right now, and it could be a lot tighter. So little examples are, you can't break an attack in order to parry out of it like a feint. You can't, like, do a sidestep and stab at the same time. Like, these little combined actions that make combat feel fluid and make them feel good and make them feel worth engaging with, a lot of those things just flatly are not there, and you're locked out of certain things in battle that would make it feel much better than it currently... Ow, you spit on... Oh, Jesus, there he is. I didn't even see him. Okay, well, we got the Tentarat. Oh, there's another one right there. Damn, I can't even see him in the grass. I can't really take more drugs right now because I'm, like, maxed out. I'm going to see if I could sneak around these guys a little bit and, like, maybe grab some goodies that are laying around in the backfield. Is there something up there? This game does encourage a lot of vertical exploration, by the way. You do have, like, a mantle, and it's very, very clear on some of the areas, like, they want you to get up and they want you to get on top of things, which is always a little bit terrifying because fall damage in this game is, like, catastrophic. Like, fall damage really hurts in this game, so you're not going to want to slip and fall off anything. I think he's probably active. Yeah, he knows we're here. Big old Alpha Tentarat doing his thing. That's fun. Ooh, batteries, though? Definitely need those. But what I do like is that the crafting system is very intricate, and there's lots of things to work on that all make you stronger and better. And I like that the upgrades actually feel consequential. In a lot of games, it's like, oh, here you go, 5% more damage, bitch. I'm like, gee, thanks, I hit for 30. I appreciate that 5% damage that you can't feel in the combat. My general experience has been so far that it takes a lot to, like, upgrade things. Oh, I died? Damn, I'm going to go back and get my stuff now. When you die, you drop all your stuff, and you got to do a loot run, in case you were wondering. So, dying can be a little bit of a headache, but there's a lot of stuff around your base that will allow you to bounce back fast with, like, basic serums or whatever. So it's usually just, like, the boredom of walking back to a place where you already were, rather than the boredom of, ooh, that's a 15-minute one? Damn. But yeah, this is called Serum. It's alright, but it's not there yet. Luckily, the game is in early access, so they have time to fix this stuff, but I've got a sneaking suspicion this one's gonna hover around in the mixed reviews, just because there's a lot of quality of life and a lot of combat feel and things of that nature missing. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, Serum. Tomorrow something else. Thanks for hanging out, folks.